We have a very special guest in studio today. He is a former corporal in the U.S. Marine Corps, an author, and with Focus Marines, the great and powerful Todd Nicely. Welcome to the show.
I don't know if I'd say
Welcome.
great and powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
You absolutely are. Well, Todd, you've got a hell of a story. For the people out there that don't know you, if you could just kind of start us off with a little bit about who you are.
Okay, so as you said, my name's Todd Nicely, former corporal in the United States Marine Corps, and there's a lot behind my story. I could go on all day, but it really goes to the book, Your Choices Change Lives, and I had to learn that the hard way. Like growing up, I was one of 6 kids. I was in the middle. I was dead smack in the middle. Like my 2 sisters were 5 years apart from me each way. And so I learned how to navigate life by watching people. Well, I ended up joining the Marine Corps, and there's a big bunch of stuff we're going to leave out there because otherwise I'll be talking forever. But I joined the Marine Corps, did a tour to Iraq, came back, ended up getting my own squad as a Lance Corporal.
And what year was this?
This was 2008. Okay. So I went to Iraq in 2008. Came back 2009. I got a squad. We left early, October 2009. And I ended up getting blown up in March of 2010. I was leading my squad back, and I stopped the patrol back about 100 yards, went up to sweep the area, and stepped on a bomb that was probably meant for a Humvee, but ended up taking my arms and legs.
So, how much of that day do you remember?
I was awake the whole time, in and out. So I remember when I stepped on the bomb, it shot me in the air. And my first thought was, because the lieutenant wanted to go first, and I told him no. So I was like, I'm going first. This is how it is. I walked down there, and my left foot stepped on the pressure plate, igniting the bomb. And I just remember flying through the air going, I don't know if you can cuss on this. But
absolutely.
I was like, fuck, they finally got me. And when I landed next to a canal because I felt the water splash up on my face. So I knew I was down by the canal. If I would have landed in that canal, I'd have been gone.
So how far was the canal from where the bomb went?
It was a good 50 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it was crazy. I remember them dragging me up to the top of the hill, and I looked up and I seen my arm bones sticking out. And I was like, it didn't click though in my head because I knew I had lost my legs. I knew they were gone. Like when you step on a bomb, your legs are gone. But this didn't click to me because in the hospital, I woke up and I asked my wife to use her computer, and she's like, honey, you lost your arms. But I felt like in the packaging, like the wrappings, I could still feel my hands.
Really?
So it felt like they were
phantom limb, right?
It felt like they were in punching gloves. And so it was like, I thought I still had my hands. And obviously I didn't, but it was crazy.
Holy cow. So that like phantom limb, I've heard of that phantom limb. Yeah. That's a real thing.
Definitely was a phantom feeling of I still had my hand. Like I could still wiggle my fingers in my left arm.
Wow. Now, how did your definition of strength change after that happened?
Definition of strength is a funny one because I think I always had it. But I didn't when we get further into the story, and that's what's funny is my definition of strength then was I can do this. And the whole time when I was laying there, I kept telling myself, just keep breathing, you'll stay alive. Keep breathing, you'll stay alive. Because if you're breathing, you're living. And that was my whole goal. So, but my strength and my definition of strength definitely changed down the road because I ended up losing that when I left the hospital of Walter Reed, where I went for 1.5 years to get physical therapy. So it all leads into the story. I don't know how far you want me to go.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go as far as you're willing to go.
Yeah, the definition of strength also changed because I got back out of the hospital. And when I was in the hospital, it was great. It was like, hey, got this, you got this. We're going to make it through it. You got a new mission. You're going to learn how to walk again. You're going to learn how to use these prosthetics and get out of here. Well, when I did, I didn't realize that now that mission was over and I didn't know what I was going to do. So I'm living down at Lake of the Ozarks, and it was a time in my life that I started to learn that I wasn't as strong as I thought I was, because I had this Marine mentality of I can do this by myself. And that's what ate me alive, was I couldn't anymore. Well, I lost who I was, because in the military, they teach you can't do nothing by yourself. And here I was trying to do everything by myself. And I had to learn that I needed to ask for help again. But in that crisis of me not thinking I needed help, I ended up trying to commit suicide in 2016. Shot myself in the heart, still lives through that. So there's a program that I went to that really saved my life. So veterans, if you are listening, it's called Focus Marines, but it really taught me how to change my perspective in the way that I go about things. I really praise them for that.
Well, so, going back to the day that it happened, you said it was, just keep breathing, stay alive. Was there something going, do you remember something going through your head that was kind of
Yeah,
like
at the time I was married to a woman, and we're no longer married, but at the time we were, and that was my thought, was keep breathing, I can get back to my wife. I'll get to see my wife and my family again. That's what it was. It was basic survival mode, and then I heard the helicopter coming in to pick me up, and at that moment I knew I was probably going to be good, because it got there so quick, and they ran me across the field on the gurney or whatever and put me in the helicopter. And once I got on the helicopter, I thought I blacked out. But according to my doctors, that when I arrived at Camp Dwyer, I was still awake. They had to operate on me while I was still conscious.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was all the damage to your limbs, or was
Yeah.
there other? I mean, obviously there was a ton of all the damage was to the limbs, but was it like your torso? Was anything damaged there? Was any shrapnel that?
There was a little bit to my torso, like part of my intestine was coming out a little bit just from a graze. Shrapnel had gone up through my jaw and out my cheek, broke my jaw in half. They had to plate that. Uh, but yeah, it was mainly just the limbs. It had twisted my left leg so bad that it looked like my right leg. My right leg was completely gone. Right arm completely gone, and the left one right above the wrist. So, like, it just splintered everything.
Well, saying you're just trying to think about staying alive to get back to your wife. Have you ever read the book Man's Search for Meaning?
Yeah, haven't read it, but I have heard about it multiple times in the focus class.
Yeah.
So yeah, Man's Search for Meaning.
Yeah, that's just what that reminded me of. And
Yeah, the one of the last freedoms that can be taken away from you is the will to be happy or whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
Something
Well,
like that.
I think the whole book is pretty much it's a story of a guy who was in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany, and the one thing he noticed was of all the ones that stayed alive throughout the whole thing, they all had something to live for, or they had the thought of getting back to their family or getting back to doing something back normal life.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what makes me think of you're just wanting to get back home to your wife. That kind of helped you have the will to live there.
Yeah, that, and I told myself to quit screaming because I didn't want that to be the last vision my men had of me, was me screaming out loud and just
Yeah.
losing my mind. So
I mean,
I don't know
think
if I
they'd blame
did or
you.
not, but I tried.
I don't think they'd blame you.
Yeah. No, are you still in contact with some of those guys?
Oh yeah, I talk to them all the time. We were a pretty close unit. Me and the company I was in and my platoon especially, we were very close. So we still talk to each other. We go up to Kansas City every November 22nd to visit a buddy who didn't make it home and his family. So they appreciate that. Hope, push ourselves on anybody, but
Yeah.
she seems to like it. She gets to hear stories about her son that she never knew, and we just do that type of thing.
Now, mentally, how coming out of that and coming back home. I know you mentioned, the what happened in 2016. Um, what was the time frame from when you got back to 2016, and then just mentally, what had happened in that time for you?
It was a lot. After 2016, when that happened, I decided to go back to college. And, there was a lot that happened in between there. I had drug abuse problems and alcohol problems and all kinds of stuff. But what I didn't realize was that I was using all that to cover up something that I didn't know was going on. So fast forward to what you were talking about, 2016, after I went back to school and I met another woman. We got engaged and I started falling back. Like I started using drugs, started drinking alcohol because I thought everything was okay. I thought I was fine, but I wasn't. And it wasn't until 2019 when I went through a program called Focus Marines that really changed my life. They taught me how to perspective, how to view different things. It's basically the class the military should have gave you when they get out of the service. And it changed my life because the way I was thinking about things, I was using drug and alcohol to cover it up because I didn't want to feel it. So once I started facing those demons and like actually facing them, like, okay, this is your fault. This is what happened. Like, quit blaming it on other people. Stop making excuses for what's happening in your life when you're the cause root of it. Like, got to do something. So that's when I stepped up and started rationalizing what happened to me because I never got to grieve that. I never grieved it. I never understood it. I was just living on liquor to block it out. And once I did that, I was able to, well, I don't want to say I can drink without feeling something, but I don't drink now to cover stuff up. It's now to just have a good time, relax, and I can have a few, I'll be done. So huge difference. Had to figure it out the hard way. But that's what a lot of my book is about is, the choices you make in life can sometimes change someone else's life or the course of their life just by your actions.
And you mentioned something there when you were going through it, but like this is something that the Marines should, or getting out of service, this is the class they should teach you. Is there anything that they teach you at all coming out of it?
How to write a resume,
Really?
stuff like that.
Jeez.
It has nothing to do with, hey, we just hardwired your brain and
Right.
brainwashed the shit out of you
for a
for like
decade or whatever. Yeah.
4 years you were in. Here, let's undo that. They don't really do that. They're just like, hey,
Good luck.
good luck. Here's a resume, and you just did a business, accusation of running an interview. You're good to go. It's like, it's all right. See you later. Although I didn't do any of that anyway, because when I was getting out, I didn't
Yeah.
have hands. I don't write, and I definitely wasn't dressing in a business suit. So,
Oh, wow. Well, what is there? Any specific tool that you learned throughout that? Through the Focus Marines that that really
Oh.
helped you more than anything.
certain tool, there's so many of them. Like you go to this program, I can't really tell you about it because if anyone does decide to go, they have to learn it on their own.
Sure,
And that's the hardest part is going in and being open-minded and going, you know what, my way hasn't been working. I seem to think I have all the answers. And that's because I'm a Marine or because I was in the Army. I'm a tough guy. I got it. You got to let that all go. And once you can let that all go and open up your mind to different thoughts of reasoning and logic and being able to comprehend what's going on in your life and know yourself 100%, then you're never going to make it. Because knowing yourself is 100% of the battle. Like if you know why you're going to get angry and you know you're in the anger's moment, you're not going to blow up because you know you're there. Our bodies are living on instinct and what we've learned from when we were like 0 to 10 years old. So, got to actually learn who you are and know when those moments are happening, catch them. So, it's not to say that it's bad to slip, but it's saying when you do, notice how you felt in the moment
so that you can stop it.
so you
next
can
time
stop it
comes
the
up.
next time.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And one of the big things too, the veterans that we've had on and the veterans that we know and we've talked about, one of the biggest things that they're always mentioning and that is like they don't have that team aspect anymore. It's why a lot of the ones that we do know do jujitsu because it's a way for them to kind of get that community and that family and that unit back. Do you feel like that's a major aspect in what this the place what's it's called focus?
Yeah.
Is that something that they're giving you there? Is that unit, that community, that is that part of the rehab and the
It is. It is. So when you come through, there's about 30 of participants, and then there's mentors. There's mentors are guys that have been through the program already. So we've gone through the program. We showed that we went out and applied how it works. So we're there for participants to help them understand it, give them examples of how we did things, stuff like that. But yes, it does give you another sense of camaraderie because they're one of those programs that doesn't give up on you at the end. They're not like, here's focus, now see you later. It's here's focus, now you're stuck with us for life. Like every Tuesday and Thursday, they do a Zoom meeting where they go over the material again or bring in fresh material, and you can check in on your buddies and see how they were doing for your class. So it's not a one and done type of thing.
It's a weekly.
Yeah,
You're showing up.
so you got a new now you have a new
for
unit.
life.
Yeah.
Like you come through in the 1 week course and then you're in for life. They'll send you a text message as long as you'll take them. Don't type in stop to say, hey, we're going to do a Zoom meeting tonight. Going to be past and present, people on there that have gone through the course that talk to, and everybody's got stuff to share. Everybody's because people sharpen people like steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
So the more you're around people that have figured out how to navigate things and can have a little bit of advice, whether you like it or not, you can go, I like that, or you can go, I don't like that, and dump it. So any tool that comes across at that time is very helpful. It's just whether or not it's helpful at that moment.
And is there a certain person or group of people that have been the most and sharpened your steel?
Everyone does. Everyone does because, I have to think differently than everybody else on occasion because my prosthetist told me something one time when I was going through learning how to use all this stuff and said, the world is your tool. So I've learned how to do things differently than other people because my mind is always going, okay, 10 steps ahead. But when I look at people that give me advice and things like that, I look at what they're telling me, how they navigated it, and how that would work. Because I've gotten so far down this road that it's like, okay, you're telling me, like, for example, you and your wife have an argument. How do you guys handle that? I would listen to that.
We got divorced.
I'm married. You can ask me.
Okay. Well, hey, me and my first wife did too. Not so much my second one yet. So we're good on that. Okay. So I'm going to go over here then. Oh, man. Okay. So you and your wife are in an argument.
Yeah.
What would you do?
In what? Yeah.
If you and your wife are in an argument, like how would you handle that situation? Do you get louder? Do you try to diffuse it? Do you just walk away?
It depends on what we're arguing about, but that's something I've been working on lately is not raising my voice and trying to be the louder person in the room because I feel like that's my has been my default in the past is, when we start, she raises her voice, I raise mine louder, and it just kind of builds or whatever. And then but I think the best thing is giving some I think the one thing that I think we've been really good at is make sure we do not go to bed angry with each other. Whatever it is, we try to solve it, that night or that day, or, it's over and done with before we go to sleep. That's something that I'm pretty big on.
And that's huge because you never know if you're going to wake up.
Yeah.
That's honest. I try to do the same thing. It doesn't always work. But with that being said, like you said, you want to be the loudest one in the room. That's where knowing yourself is going to be like, hey, I know I'm about to get loud, but I don't want to. So if you start, the more you practice coming from a different approach, or it leads into another thing that I might talk about, but the neuroplasticity in your brain starts to change and make different decisions. So it's one of those things that they teach you at Focus is know yourself. This is coming on. So that way, yeah, you're going to mess up. I still do. It's just when I catch myself, every time I catch myself and try to focus on doing it a different way, it rebuilds that pathway for that chance to happen.
That makes sense.
We're just like rewiring your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just listening to. You listened to Chris Williamson or any of his podcasts or anything?
No.
He's got Huberman on right now, and that's kind of what they're talking about is rewiring the brain from bad habits and things like that.
Oh, I mean, I could go in one direction, but I don't know if that's the kind of show. But
No, go
Go for it.
Well, I was going to say psilocybin.
Oh yeah,
mushrooms.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
We've talked about it
Oh,
on
yeah.
the show many times.
Oh, where's our
Um,
book? We had our shroom book over there. And
That's how I actually came back from my methamphetamine drug psychosis, like schizophrenia.
Really?
Like meth had me so paranoid and schizophrenic that I thought people were living in my attic. And then I started using mushrooms, and it brought me back to reality of this is how life is supposed to be. You need to rethink of it this way. Wired it and got me back. So it's crazy that it can do that. I know firsthand it can. It's just making the scientists and government believe that it will as well.
And it sounds like they're making progress in that department. I mean, we've seen huge progress in the terms of psychedelics over the last few years.
Yeah, who were the two that Rogan had on that were talking about that?
Governor Ron is the governor of Texas. I can't remember his name, but he had him on, and it's just been from what we've had several veterans on, several other people that have used psychedelics as therapy, and I mean I think it's fantastic.
I think it is too. Like I said, it rebuilds those neurological pathways. It gives you a chance to think about who you are. And I'm not saying like take a bunch and go see leprechauns running through the
right.
yard.
Well, I think it's take a therapeutic dose,
right. Yeah, exactly,
and not
enough
as some would call it, a heroic dose of mushrooms.
Yeah, no.
When you're taking three
That's not my
plus
goal.
grams or whatever, do you have how was this like a one-time thing, or is this something you regularly do?
It's something I regularly do. I don't like admitting that.
No, that's fine. No,
I think it's smart.
I do it like once every 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
I'll take a therapeutic dose, or I'll mow my lawn while I'm doing it. Time where I have to sit and think by myself, but I'm actually doing something.
You're outside. I think
and I'm outside. So I do it when I have time to be by myself to think, but I'm also being productive. So that's when I do it, because when you're by yourself and think, that's when the most happens. Like, I'm sorry, it's just the way it is.
100%. Well, you don't have other inputs.
Driving is one of my therapies because I love driving and I'm by myself. I turn the radio up and I just think about things.
Mm-hmm.
So
me too.
It all depends on what happens and how you want to deal with it, but that's how I do it. Is once every 3 to 4. I call it my reset.
Yeah, I've heard other people call it that too.
Yeah.
Now, have you tried ayahuasca yet?
No, I haven't.
Is that something
that's on the horizon?
Okay.
I definitely want to, just for the therapeutic facts of it. I think it would be very helpful in my journey.
Yeah,
but it's
with our buddy. That's
we have a guy that's been on the show twice. He's a big proponent of it. He's very involved.
Doesn't he sponsors veterans trips?
Yeah,
for those.
Yes,
I think we might be talking about the same guy.
We might
be thinking of the same guy. But
it might be
Nick.
I don't know what his name is, but
we can talk off air.
Yeah, let's not go there.
In trouble. But no, it's I think it's fantastic. So no, I mean I'm like no shame in that whatsoever.
It really isn't. Like I said, I do it for the simple fact once every. I'm not doing it every day. I was for a while.
Well, I know there's a lot of people that'll do like a microdose.
Yeah, every day,
daily. Yeah, like
not me. I just kind of do like a, hey, I'm gonna eat this.
Do you have a specific dose that you like?
No, because I don't have a scale or anything like that. I've always been afraid to keep that in my house in case the cops come.
Sure. No, I get it.
A scale in mushrooms, that's distribution.
Sure.
So
100%. Yeah.
I've always just kind of tried to stay off the radar, but.
What do you mean? This is my scale for my food.
Yeah. I weigh my food out.
I'm weighing out my mini peanut butter sandwiches to go in these mini baggies.
Yeah. So what was the rehab journey like? Like having to learn to use all the prosthetics, and I mean I'm watching you here pick up the glass and take drinks, and it's just it's awesome.
It was the arm was the hardest.
Okay, so I see that it moves.
By no doubt. Yeah, it goes around in circles, man.
Now, how are you controlling?
It's a cool party trick.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a fun party trick.
You probably hear that in the microphone.
Yeah.
They're going, "What's going?" That's the gears grinding.
So now, how do you move it?
So I fart. It's gas powered. There's a sensor up here by my elbow here, and there's one underneath. So when I flick my wrist up, it'll rub across that sensor, tell it to go one way. Flick my wrist down fast, it goes the other way. Flick my wrist up, down slow, closes. inflict my wrist up slow and steady. But if I do it fast,
It turns.
it turns. So it's all muscle
It's
movement controlment.
taken years to probably master that.
I still haven't. It's been 16 years and I still crush shit. Like, I'll grab a beer can. I'm like, oh,
shit.
One time I was standing there and I was
And I'm sure the more drinks you have, the harder it
Yeah.
gets.
One day I was standing there and it just kept spinning, and like my grandma was like, "Honey, you're pouring your beer in my purse." I was like, "Oh, grandma, sorry." Yeah, it gets interesting, man. And having a sense of humor about it. Some people say that I use my sense of humor to cover it up, but I don't got to cover it up, man. This is just who I am. So I joke about it. I give people trouble. Like my wife now, when we first started dating, her favorite saying was, "That cost me an arm and a leg." And I'm like, really? So
yeah, let's pick a note. Let's
Yeah.
pick a different one, honey.
yeah, let's try something new.
Cost me an arm and a leg.
It cost me too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it cost me 4, dude. Fuck. Wow. And then learning to walk.
Oh yeah, learning to walk was not as hard.
Really?
Learning to walk, because I walked on stilts every now and then to hang drywall. So
Okay.
I was very athletic. So the muscle core is what teaches you how to walk. But yes, by far the hands have been the worst. Like
Hands.
learning to walk. Well, I take that back. When they first put me in legs with knees on them, because right now I walk with stiff legs because I live out in the country and I'm always in the yard and stuff. But when they give you the legs with knees on them, they made me like 6'4".
Really?
Yeah. And I was only like 5'9".
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute, guys. The air up
This
here
is a
is
cheat
way
code.
too thin. Bring me down. I felt like a baby deer on ice. I was like,
Yeah.
standing there just trying not to fall down. I was like, bring me down. So they brought me down. But walking was all just part of for me at the time, it was all just part of the get in and get out new mission type thing. And so I got in and got out and did it, but it ended up hurting me
Why is that?
because I wasn't facing what was on.
I see.
I thought, while I'm using these prosthetics, this is cool, this is great. But I never let 2 and 2 connect that this was going to be my life forever. So it was bittersweet when I finally realized that.
Man, so gosh, this is crazy, man. I just you've had a crazy life here, man. I just
Oh, it was crazy before I joined the Marine Corps, so we're good.
Yeah.
I used to jump off cliffs and do gainers off of Mine Lamont. I don't know if you guys have ever been down there.
no, where's that?
Oh, Mine Lamont. It's down off OO down south in Missouri. It's just an old quarry, 80-foot cliffs, and got like a 50-foot and a 30-foot.
Oh, wow.
Just run off and
Wow. So what's life like now? Obviously, you wrote the book. What
Yeah.
what else do you have going on?
Well, I've just recently taken up kayaking,
Oh wow.
which is very fun. I love it. That's the hard part, is finding new hobbies that I can do, that I enjoy, that are part of, building a foundation for my son as well. And I used to be a daredevil. So now it's like, how can I push these limits and boundaries in situations I'm in? Trust me, there's a lot.
Sure. I mean, I've
But
seen some stuff on the
Everything I
internet.
do is almost like, should I be doing this? But it's fun. I enjoy it. But I have to say, the one thing that I am is blessed, because I've gotten to do a lot of things in my life that I never would have probably gotten to do if this didn't happen to me. Like what? I've been to almost I've been to almost all the states in the United States. Traveling's been a blessing. I'd have to say, like, going to Britain, NASCAR, just going to events and being specifically
Honored.
honored.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just like, all because I stepped on a bomb. Like, I don't get it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But it's just the things that I wasn't a high priority person when I went in the military. I was just a guy who went to go do a job.
Right, but look what I mean,
Yeah.
look what you lost for our country.
I don't look at it that way.
That and how you're persevering through all of it. Like
I
that's
still don't look at it that way. That's one of the things I hate hearing is I don't know if I could do it if I was you. 'Cause you know what? Don't do it because you're not me. And I don't know if I could do it if I was you. I don't know what you've. How am I supposed to compare what I'm going through to what you're going through when we've lived completely different lives? So I never compare my injuries to because these are my cards. I got to play these. I don't know what your cards are.
well, I think that right there, that attitude is what has to do with it. I mean, there's a lot of people that probably would give up in that situation.
They say that, but they're not in it
True.
because when you're in it, you have to live.
Yeah.
Have to. So I do. I
Yeah.
try the best I can at everything.
Now you mentioned in the questionnaire that you're one of 5.
Yes, one of 5 quadruple amputees to survive. I was the second.
And are you in contact with those guys or?
I am a little bit. Travis Mills, he's a big speaker. He went out and started his tour like I should have done, but I was too into drugs and getting fucked up and trying to hide my emotions that I'm starting late, you know. But I think my story is going to carry a little further with a lot of people. And he's a good dude. He's got a foundation that he's running up in Maine. So I don't know how much I can say about that or what without being legally slapped.
Sure.
I don't think he would, but
Yeah, I don't think
you know, I don't know. So anyway, but he's got an organization that he runs now and he's a good dude.
Was there a point when you were going through rehab where you're just I mean, I guess you just kind of always had this mentality you're just gonna you're gonna persevere through this,
Um
or was it
through
there a point-
rehab, no, like I said, I didn't have that mentality. I was up. I was like, I'm getting this
Well, yeah,
done.
you said I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I had the Marine Corps mentality with me. And it was when I went home that just me and my, at the time, wife, but now ex-wife, it was just us two. And that's when shit started creeping in and like the shit that I couldn't do started to hit me because I was living life again. I was actually living life and not in a rehab setting where everything's set up for you to be able to do. So it started taking its toll. And that's why in 2016 I decided to try that because I just had enough. It's like this is not who I am. This is not who I wanted to be. This is, you know, I went on this pity party and I didn't realize that for the longest time your choices change lives because that's what I had tattooed on my back before I went to Afghanistan because I knew that any choice I was going to make as a squad leader was going to change somebody's life. Well, then it hit me after I shot myself that the choices I'm making are changing people's lives too. And so that's why I called the book Your Choices Change Lives. It's because, believe it or not, even if you go into a grocery store and you put peanut butter in your cart, off a whim, you're like, you know what? I want some peanut butter. You're walking by. Your choice to do that might have affected 5 to 6 people that look into your cart and say, you know what? He's got peanut butter. I didn't even think about it. I want some peanut butter. It's just that drastic. You don't think about everyday choices that you make in life that are changing somebody else's life, like opening a door for them. That could have just made their day. You never understand the power of your choices until you actually sit back and think about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. My wife and I were discussing something similar to this the other day. Have you ever heard of the burnt toast theory?
No.
So, the theory is that, say you're making breakfast in the morning and you burn your toast.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to you're going to put 2 new pieces of bread in and redo it. That extra, 1 to 2 minutes that it took to get those extra pieces of toast could have completely changed the whole outlook of your day.
Yeah.
And because we were on our way home from, took our kid to the bookstore. He likes to go there, and but right before we left, there was some toys right by the door, and we had to stop, and he's wanting to play with the toys and get one of the toys. I'm like, no, we're going home. We got what we needed. But that extra 2-3 minutes of him kind of throwing a little tantrum, But on our way home, we witnessed this horrible accident on our way home, and I mean, it must have happened a couple minutes, like a minute or two before
Right. That
before
1 minute could have
that
been
1 minute of him sitting there, no, we're not getting the toys. Let's go. Him throwing a little tantrum like that could have saved us from being in that accident. And, anyway, we were just talking about that, but that whole burnt toast theory and just how that one little decision can just change the whole outlook of your day, the whole outlook of your life.
And that's how my everyday goes. If I wake up and my arm's not working, it's my mentality that's going to get me through the day. It's your mentality on situations that are going to keep you sane. And that's what this whole interview's kind of been about.
Yeah.
Choices change lives, and the way you look at things are what's going to be your saving grace.
So,
Well, speaking of that thing not working, does that happen often?
Yeah.
Really? And what do you do in that
rain
situation?
will get into some of the wire works, or they'll pull away, or I break the clips on the rotor in there from putting the arm in. I mean, thank God the VA pays for it because these are expensive items. But,
Sure.
Without it, I'm screwed. So, when I was younger, I used to beat them up all the time because I'd fall a lot when I was drinking. But I always wore my short legs because if you wear the tall legs, it's like
It's a
falling like
far
a
fall.
tree. It's like, so the shorter you are, the less it hurts. You're like, bing.
Less it hurts to fall.
All right, so it's like boom or
Yeah. You want to be closer.
You want to be
God.
the boom. Not so bad.
Yeah, Pat, you don't know much about that.
No, it's a long. It's
Pat
a long
looks like
fall.
a big guy.
It's a long fall.
He's a big boy.
Yeah. The far
Wow,
fall.
man, that's crazy.
Well, so you wrote the book. Now, are you wanting to go on, like friend? The other guy goes on tours and do speaking engagements.
Yeah,
and
that's
things
my
like that?
goal with the book. So if anybody's interested, I don't know, can I plug it?
Absolutely,
Totally,
go for it.
100%, please.
So it's called Your Choices Change Lives. Todd Nicely. It's called Your Choices Change Lives: A Marine's Journey Rising from the Ashes. So that's the name of the book. And every time we fail, I believe it's important to come up as a better human being and learn something from what you did to fail. Because if you don't, then you're just repeating a cycle of failure. So that's important for me. But yeah, I'm trying to get into the line of speaking with veterans because there's a ton of us out there. Like, you gotta think we were at war for 20 years. So that's a long time. But there's a lot of them out there. And on top of that, a lot of them are in businesses that could use someone to come speak for leadership and things like that, because that's what I'm about. Because I always made sure that the guy below me had whatever he needed before I had it. It was just something I did. Sometimes it's about you, but most of the times, if you're not about you, then you can't help other people. If that makes any sense at all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh.
What's one thing about leadership that being in the Marine Corps taught you that you still carry with you today?
Don't ask someone to do something you won't do yourself.
Okay.
100%. If you're a leader and you want someone to stay over in an office or something, you want them to stay over 6 hours to finish work, you better be staying with them, because that's not fair.
Yeah.
As a leader, it's your responsibility to make sure it gets done, not theirs.
Yeah, we had a very successful ice cream shop owner in here. Clementine's. Yeah, Tamara said the same thing. She goes, I'm not going to ask somebody to do something that I'm not going to do.
Right.
And so like she'd have high school kids and she'd be like, all right, this is how you clean the toilets. And
Right.
show them, like, this is how it works.
And that right there will build so much respect with someone, even if it's just to show them how to
Right.
do it and then them do it for the rest of the time.
Right.
But if you straight up say, clean the toilets and don't give them a tutorial or anything,
Yeah.
you're not setting, you're just
You're not
taking
setting
your
a standard.
power
Right.
and using it.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fair.
No, not at all.
Right.
Like, that was how I was in Afghanistan. I always went first. I did. Because I was like, I'm not going to ask you to run across this field and take sniper fire if I'm not.
Well, there's that, that meme you see online where it's it's like the two different kinds of leaders, and it's you got the person that's the guy that's being carried by all his men and he's pointing, and then you have the guy that's at the front of the boat like leading, and it's like those are the two different kinds of leaders, and there's those are very different kinds.
100%. And I had some, you'll read about it in the book. I had some when we went to Iraq, and it was like, you guys are not being leaders. You're just sitting up there. Do as I say, not as I do. That's not, I don't want to follow someone like that.
Do you listen or follow Jocko Willink at all?
Huh?
Do you listen or follow Jocko Willink at all?
I've heard some of his stuff. I've actually put in to be on his podcast.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Him and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But I know they've had Travis Mills on before because he talks about me on Jocko's because people pointed that out. But I've always wanted to go on him. Like, hey, talk.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Real talk.
That'd be really cool.
Maybe they'll see this.
Yeah. We'll send it to them.
There you go.
Yeah, because we're really good friends with both.
Yeah,
of them, right?
absolutely.
We're good buddies.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
just shoot it over.
We met Chris Williamson.
One time.
We know.
At a meet and greet.
We rub elbows.
We've got someone on his team's phone number. We know.
I got some phone
shots with
numbers too, but
Yeah.
they don't really work for me. No, I hang out with, I talk to Gary Sinise from time to time, and that guy.
That's pretty cool.
I only want to throw his name out there because that guy is an amazing veteran advocate, amazing just person all around. Like, he played for St. Charles. He did a concert to raise money for the house for me and stuff, and he's a good dude.
That's
I dressed up as him as Lieutenant Dan one time, and I sent it to him, and he was like, "I love this." I was like, "I love it too." I thought it was
That's I mean, dude, the fact that you'll play like you'll just you have a sense of humor.
I work
about
at a
it,
haunted
man.
house, man.
Which one?
Creepy World,
So you
No.
know Scary Larry?
huh?
Larry Kirshner? The
Yeah,
owner?
Larry
Scary
Kirshner.
Larry.
Yeah, I know him. I work at Creepy World, and then I'll do like his after hours stuff throughout the year too.
Really?
Oh yeah, last year I was in Camp Jason, and I was laying there in a sleeping bag, and I had white contacts in. My arms are covered in blood without any prosthetics on. My legs are covered in blood, no prosthetics on. And I'm laying there in this freaking bunk bed, and these people would come through, and I'd be like, waiting. They'd be looking, going, "That's not real." I'd wait for them to get all the way around and like have a whole room full, and I'd be like, "Oh my God!" They'd be like, "This motherfucker's alive!" They start running, man. People are bumping into the walls. They don't know what to do. Like, it was great, man.
You should wear a
So
GoPro the next time you do that or something. Just to
I've
get it on
got
camera.
videos on my TikTok of it.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
If you go to No Limbs 0311, you can look it up.
Okay.
Put it on there. Put it on there.
Throw it on there,
Murph,
Murph.
let's clip this.
Yeah,
Put that in
clip
here.
that in, Bert. But yeah, I know Larry. I don't know him personally. He's just a boss, but
Yeah.
we do talk from time to time. I appreciate him letting me work there because he caught a lot of shit from the first year I worked there because people were like, "Why would you hire this guy?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "It was my idea."
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't his. He didn't like coax
Yeah, like
me
hey,
into
call
it.
you like, hey man.
Yeah,
Hey, I
I
know
pulled
you.
up-
I know you're a quad.
Quad-
I pulled up
Collegiate
to
care,
your
I'm gonna-
spot and was like, "Hey, let me work here.
I've got some.
This will be
I
fun."
got a funny idea.
Yeah, I got a great idea.
Very unique. Not very many people can offer
Yeah,
this.
there's about five
of
guys in the whole world that can do this work.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm one of them.
one of the first videos he put up was of me working the first year in the hospital, and I'm jumping across the gurney, chasing people out of the room. You know, and so it ended up getting like 14 million views on TikTok. And I was
Oh my
like,
God,
holy
that's
shit.
hilarious.
So like for the next 4 or 5 years, I've just been switching around every room in the haunted house because they come looking for me.
That's funny.
They're like, "Oh, we didn't know if you were going to see you." I was like, "Oh, you're going to see me.
Yeah.
You're just not going to know where I'm at."
That's got to be a fun month for you.
Oh, dude, it is so fun. Honest to God, God bless some of them, but you know, some people that you scare act different than others.
Sure.
And they are great. Like, you get people that are, they like
Those
look
are
like
the
they're
best-
having,
Those are the best videos.
they look like they're having a seizure.
Yeah.
And then sometimes people will fall, and I got to break character and be like, "Are you okay?"
You're in this makeup
like-
covered in blood.
Yeah, I'm just like laughing, and
White
people are laughing
contacts.
too. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" Because one guy actually turned around. He came over and sat in the dummy's lap next to me in one of the houses I was in. I was like, "Thank God that wasn't me." So I'm holding still, and he looks over at me, and I can see him out of the corner of my eye, and I go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh shit!" He jumped up, hit the wall over there, got up, his buddies are laughing, and then took off the other way out the door. I was like,
So funny.
my God, man. Like, are you okay? His buddies are laughing. I'm laughing. They're high-fiving me. I thought it was great.
Dude, that's so funny. Holy shit.
The things you do, though, man. Like I said, you gotta just take what you're given and make out of it.
I mean, definitely seems like you've done that.
I'm
sure.
trying. I'm not the best at it. I'm not the all greatest eye keeper, but I'm working on it. You work on it, you can get to the level of where you're just happy, and yeah, you're gonna forget sometimes. Sometimes your instincts are gonna take over. But in hindsight, if you manage those, not so often.
Yeah. That's incredible, man.
Now, Todd, if someone says to you that they know their limits, what would you say to them?
If I would say I hope so. Who am I to
'Cause,
say you don't?
I mean, yeah, well, because I think if we go back to before before you stepped on the bomb, if you would have known that what happened to you happened to you, like what would that version of yourself said? I'm like,
If I would have known what was going to happen when I stepped on the bomb,
well, no, like I mean, like mentally, like if you could go back to that time and someone was like, what would you do if this happened to you? Like, do you think your outlook on things would have been different?
I don't think so at all.
Really?
That's just the type of person I am. I'm happy that it was me and not my guys because I think I could handle it. Like, I would go do it again. Everybody always asks me that one. Yes, I would. I would do it the same way because I'm only the person I am now because of that. And none of my men are dead.
That's a true leader right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man. Well, I mean, many, I mean, and you've heard, or I've heard this is, a lot of veterans, they think when they come home, they're a burden. They're a burden on people. How did you psychologically navigate there? Was that an issue for you? Did you feel like you were a burden? How did you psychologically navigate through that? If you did, especially with, losing your limbs and needing that team. I know you mentioned how you're like, I can do this myself, but was that part of that? You felt like a burden type mentality?
100%. That's why I ended up shooting myself. Like, I felt like I was a burden because I was always asking people to do stuff for me. And I felt like it was annoying them, but they never said that to me. That was me portraying that in my head because me being a Marine, I thought I should be able to do this. And now I'm annoying people to do everyday things for me that I can't do myself. So I was beating myself up. And that's what caused that. No one ever said, you're a burden. So that's the problem that I feel like a lot of veterans are having is that they want to be this guy that takes care of their family like they did in the Marine Corps and take care of a group of people, but they just can't do it because they're not in the right headspace. So they start making these things up that they think other people feel, and it's not true. And that's what gets us. Is we live on the reality of what we think other people think, not what they say.
Say the same. Build it up bigger in our minds than what it really is.
100%.
That problem's really not that big of a problem when you really sit down and look at it. We've just blown it out of proportion.
Exactly. 100%. You hit the nail on the head there.
Well, what did suffering teach you about the meaning of what did suffering teach you about meaning that comfort never could?
What did suffering teach me that comfort never could? Being in Iraq and Afghanistan, suffering, I didn't have a shower for like a year.
Oh, wow.
So comfort only taught me what it's like to be privileged, I guess. And non-comfort taught me what it's like to appreciate comfort.
Okay.
If that makes sense at all.
Sure. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I mean, not having that comfort made me appreciate it 10 times.
Yeah.
Not being able to take a shower. As soon as I could take a shower, that's all I do. First thing, take a shower.
A year without a shower,
Man.
dude. Must have smelled like shit.
Oh, dude, we smell. The A&A smelled worse than us. But
How did you go a whole year without? They don't have any showers?
No, I was living in abandoned houses. Like, I wasn't at the OP, or I wasn't at the COP main central base. I was down south living in abandoned houses, making sure the enemy. So, like, whatever we found in the house is what we took. At one point, we ripped some lady's bathtub out of her bathroom to make fried chicken that we bought grease from the market. Found a chicken, cracked its neck, and don't know how that's good to say on air.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's real life.
You make chicken.
That's how we did it.
You used a bathtub as a fryer?
We just threw a bunch of logs in it and fucking lit it on fire.
Like underneath the bathtub?
Found a pot in our house and put the chicken in it and grilled it up, man.
That's hilarious.
Was it good?
Oh, it's fucking fantastic.
I'm sure. Yeah, because I'm sure you eat
like
nothing
we had
but MREs
for 2
and
days.
Stuff.
So
yeah.
What are you eating when you're out there? Just MREs?
MREs. That's when we went and got them. Like we had to walk in the middle of the night to go about 2 kilometers back, which is about 2 miles, just to get food. Then you had to carry it 2 miles all the way back down to where you were at, and you're trying to load up enough for, let's say, 24 guys, and you only got 6.
6 carrying.
Yeah, that's a heavy load, man.
For sure.
Especially after patrolling all day.
Well,
and you're being on your feet all day. Like, it's a heavy load, but you're not going to send a whole squad and a half in the middle of the night to go up to get food. That's a lot of noise being made.
That's a risk.
Quiet.
Yeah.
So only run 6 at a time and got heavy.
Damn.
Now, is there any other stories or anything from your time in the military that you just distinctly remember or that you would be willing to talk about?
Oh, any of them.
Okay.
I mean, I got a lot.
Yeah.
There was one time we were pinned down. I got called to go 2 kilometers north to the northeast out of my area of operation, which we call our AO. Yeah. No, this is Afghanistan. And I get called out of my AO. Well, our OP is getting shot at the time. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I got to go do this? Like, don't you have your own QRF up there? Well, no, they don't. So I'm getting called out of the OP and we're getting shot at the time. So I'm taking rounds as I'm leaving the OP. I finally get far enough north where they're not paying attention to me. They're paying attention to the OP. We get up there and I hear drop a mortar from the squad that I'm going to help. I jump into a freaking canal and get up, get out. And all of a sudden my buddy goes, look. And I look up and there's this smoke tail coming out of the air, coming right down towards us. I said, get back in the trench. Jump back in the trench. This thing hits 200 meters, danger close. Boom. You can feel the shockwave come over the trench. It almost pulls us out because you could feel it grab a hold of your day pack. And it was like, whoa. So then I hear fire for effect. So now I'm running across bodies, my guys, to grab the radio. I'm like, do not fire for effect. You will kill me and my squad. This isn't in the book because they wanted me to write it how they wrote it. But so I did. I do not fire for effect. They're like, Corporal Nicely, where are you at? Ended up giving them my grid. He ended up giving them their grid. They didn't know where they were at. So now I'm pinned down by snipers and a machine gun in this trench while I'm trying to help another guy. He can't figure out where it's coming from. So I decided, all right, I'm going to use my life to figure out where these guys are. Down the row, and I look at my squad, and I said, hey, guys, I'm taking off. They were like, don't do it. Too bad. I'm doing it. So I'm take off about 200 meters across this open. Machine gun fire coming, sniper fire by my feet, by my head. Oh, shit. So I jump over the wall to where I can get cover from them. I'm like, did you guys figure out where they're at? Yeah, we figured out where they're at. 203s are going off. Machine guns on our side start going off. Take out this building. Come to find out over the radio, we took out 6 high-valued targets that day.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
crazy.
So it was like, it was bittersweet, but at the same time, it was like, that's what I did for my guys.
Yeah, man, you put your life out there for them.
Yeah.
What's going through your head in that moment?
Fuck, don't shoot me.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Touche.
Please miss, please miss, please
Yes,
miss.
100%. Like,
Please
it wasn't
don't
like,
miss.
I'm a hero. It was like, please don't fucking hit me. Please don't fucking hit me.
Fuck.
Oh, man. Now, spirituality, is that, I mean, you've
I don't really touch on spirituality very much. You know, everybody's got their own belief. And as long as you have some kind of higher power to keep you grounded, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But when you straight up say there's nothing out there, then you're just living erratically. Because I believe in karma.
Yeah.
That's my higher power, karma. My family's very Catholic. I didn't agree with some of that growing up. It's not to say I don't, but me and God have a very different relationship. So that's for me to know and him to know. That's it. But karma is a big one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, with all the things that you've been through and survived, I was just curious if there was, some.
Karma's a big one.
Okay.
Do I believe karma's what gave me this? No. Do I believe that karma will continue to help me throughout my life? Yes.
If you do good things happen. I'm a believer in that.
For sure.
Better person you are to everybody, the better people.
100%.
And it also helps you focus on the good. Like, if you're always focused on the bad, that's all you're going to receive. That's all, because that's all you notice.
Well,
You
we're
know,
big
like-
into like speaking things into,
Yeah, bad
Existence.
things happen every day to everybody.
right.
It's
Yeah.
just if you focus on that, that's all that's in your life. So
Well, I mean, here's the thing: if you look at every religion, for the most part, they all have very, very similar principles. Like,
Yep.
sure, there's different rules for some of them. You know, okay, you know, obeying the Sabbath. You know, we don't eat meat on Fridays and like every religion has their own little set of rules. But for the most part, they all have a very similar moral scaffolding. Like,
Yes.
and it is like it's a lot of treat others as you want to be treated. It's that golden rule. And honestly, and I think if you live by that, like, you're gonna live a pretty good life.
yeah, I mean that falls into that should be number one in the 10 Commandments is treat others as you want to. Because if you do that, you're not committing murder, you're not stealing, you're not
You're not committing adultery.
you're not committing any of the
yeah.
other 10 Commandments. That should be the only one. Treat others as you want to be treated. Because you don't want someone to be a dick to you. Why are you going to be a dick to somebody else?
100%.
So I don't get it. People are weird. People are strange creatures, and learn more about them throughout the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just the brain is a complex thing.
Very much so. They're all individual,
Right.
wired. And it's when you try to get on that kick of do what I'm doing, and because it's the good way, the brain wants to anarchy and go, no, I'm not doing what you say.
Mhm.
At least for me, I'm one of those people.
No,
I'm not following the social norm. I'm doing my own thing.
100%, man.
Yeah, you're definitely not one of the norms.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Is it because I'm a
Right.
puppet?
Well, that and your mentality.
Well, no,
and
I got to
things-
get the legs.
Yeah.
Look, I look like a marionette. Oh,
Well,
shit.
the humor that you have about this and
Got to,
yeah,
man.
that's
I know. Got to.
yeah.
If you're butthurt about it all the time, then it's just not going to be.
No.
Oh, this person cut in front of me. Yeah, he cut in front of you because he's got longer legs. Like, you walk too slow. Come on.
Oh man.
Todd, this has been great having you in here, man. We've really
Well, I
really
appreciate it.
appreciated this. And,
Maybe
really
we'll do like a round 2 a year
Yeah.
later.
I would
Like,
love that.
Absolutely.
Where's he at now?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, we'd love to
Absolutely,
have you
for
back.
For
sure.
6 months or something.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Well, we do end the show the same way every time. So before we get you out of here, we got one last question.
Call the tombstone game. Here lies Todd. What's it say on your tombstone?
He was a good dude.
That's great.
That's perfect. We actually had another guy said the exact same thing.
That's the same
so
thing he said.
it's perfect. I
Who
love
said
it.
that?
Our friend Nick, he's
Yeah,
he's a member up here. Yeah, he's just a good dude.
He's
Yeah.
just a good dude.
Just a
He's
good
known
dude.
as a good
Someone
dude.
who just had a good time and who gives a fuck.
Right, love it.
So
Well,
And don't cry.
Again, plug the book so that everybody
Yep,
can know where to
absolutely.
get
Yeah,
it.
so you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it on paperback for $17.95, or you can buy it on Kindle for 99 cents. But it's called Your Choices Change Lives by Corporal Todd Nicely.
Perfect.
Actually, where can people find you at?
For
Social media. And
social
stuff.
media, my TikTok, I haven't been on it a lot, but they can find me on TikTok as No Limbs 0311. Instagram Todd_Nicely. And then my Facebook, I'm just going to leave private, but I do have one that's called Todd Nicely Wounded Warrior page.
Mm.
But yeah, otherwise it's just for my friends and stuff.
Okay.
So.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks again, Todd.
Yeah,
and
man, this has been great.
thanks to everybody at home that watched or listened to this episode. Go check out Tom's book. And if you could,
Todd.
oh, sorry, Todd.
Jesus,
Sorry.
man.
No, I'm sorry.
You weren't even drinking with me. Jeez,
Please
come
take it was a very close slip.
He
of the
just
tongue.
ruined my whole plug. They're going to be looking for Tom Nicely.
Tom Nicely.
now.
God damn it.
Todd.
Todd. So go check out Todd's book. And thank you so much for watching. Click that subscribe button, share this episode with a friend, and we will see you next
Hey,
time.
just so y'all know, I did that so that way he couldn't edit it, and now it's stuck in there.
Stuck. See you guys.
Yep.